Sorry for the very quick exit. Uh, my storage was full. No, it wasn't that. I've been having a lot of issues with this. It was I want to keep the videos under 15 minutes. I don't know if that's a YouTube rule or just my imagination, but I wanted to keep it under 15 minutes. I will make this one short because I don't have a lot of space because for some reason, I have a ton of games and apps and I don't have a ton of space. I believe we were on parent cases. I believe we finished up who it was made by, and we're on parent cases. Well, the parent case was the 50 BMG. That is the one on your right. This one. This is the 55, this is the 50. What does a parent case mean? That means that the 55 was based, or loosely based, on the 50. Why did the 55 not succeed as well as the 50? Well, I may have already explained this, but the 55, it was just bad. You couldn't use it on machine guns. You couldn't, it wasn't, the US was already like a world superpower. The UK wasn't as big, and it wasn't as powerful. It was actually pretty big. It had a lot of countries and all, or territories and colonies, but it wasn't as big of a superpower. When you're going into battle, are you going to want the lesser superpower and their weapons, whose weapons aren't as good, their bullets aren't as good, or their reputation isn't as good, than the other guys? Hey, we're better, we have better reputation, we have newer weapons, our reputation's way better. Which one are you going to want? Well, most, if not all, are going to say the better country's weapons. And the 55 was an exact reason of worse weapons. For being not much bigger, but a little bit bigger, a lot more of a hassle, and having this lip down here, which I may have already explained, but having that lip of it can't be used in machine guns, it doesn't use the same links as the 50s in a machine gun, and it's not actually, it doesn't go through that much armor. Like, we'll get to that in a second, but, well, we can get to it right now. It didn't even go through an inch of steel. It came 0.94 inches of steel at 100 yards flat. That's not angle, that's flat. What does angle do at a 45 degree angle, or at a 90 degree angle? At a 90, I believe you are going through 2 times as much steel, even when it's just 1 inch, because it's on an angle. There's also a more chance of it just bouncing off, reflecting off. But at an angle, you are going through like 2 inches of steel, but it's only 1 because it's on an angle. And that means, where let's say most tanks that it's facing, by the time it gets out and heavily used, it is either facing like tanks that have really thick, like 2 inches of steel just all around it, or at least in the front, or it has angled armor, or a severe angle, or even a circle armor. Circles are better than triangles. I believe in armor. And what that does is it makes this rifle suck. And it was only a rifle. It was not a machine gun. It was a rifle. So that's not good, you know? Ooh, I just poked myself. Sorry. That's not good. If it's like outdated, you need to figure out how to use it in a machine gun. And the British are tired of the boys or the Nock company saying, hey, you can't make a machine gun fast enough for us. It's going to take you years. We're just going to use the 50. And that's why this bullet was terrible. Because the British just transitioned to the 50 too quick. The 50 already said, hey, we're good. We can turn ourselves into a rifle if people want a sniper rifle for big targets. And that's how the Barrett came out. That's how other single shot where multi-shot 50 snipers came out. It's because, hey, we're multi-role. We're not only a rifle. Anyways, the bullet diameter from this side to the other side, just the bullet, not the case, the bullet tip, is 14.3 millimeters or 0.565 inches. And that's where the 55 comes from, is 56.5. But 55 is a nice round, sounds nice number. But if we want it to be exact, it's 56.5 bullets. But it's not, you know. I mean, it technically is, but the name's not. The case length, and also, when you talk about the 50, it's not exactly that, but it's a bigger bullet. That's pretty much what it means, you know. It's fatter, it's bigger, you know. The case length, which is from the bottom to the top of the brass, or top of, you know, this like bronzy, coppery, brassy type color, is 97.79 millimeters or 3.85 inches. That's almost 4 inches. I'm going to be talking in inches because I live in the U.S. and that's what I use all the time. 4 inches, that's a lot. You know, that's a pretty long cartridge. And we're going to add on to that. Overall length, which means from the bottom to the top, they made a song about that, goes 133.43 millimeters or 5.253 inches, which is like 5 1/4 inch. That's a lot, you know, compared to this is like a stick you put in your, you know, like, it's pretty long, you know. It's like one of those things you put with a kebab stick. That's like, yeah, kebab stick's a lot taller, but this kebab stick is like, it's pretty good. Or I'll use, here's a toothbrush. Well, that's not a toothbrush, that's like a thingy bobber. Here's a toothbrush. Here's a regular sized toothbrush. I mean, it's pretty big, you know. So, oops, you guys are falling a little bit. I have you guys rested on a wooden block, that's why. Anyways, that's a pretty long and big cartridge. This, the type of bullet, this is a Mark I bullet on the left. We can get rid of this one now. This is a Mark I bullet. They also made a Mark II and an APCR. The Mark I goes just under 2,500 feet per second. I don't have the metrics for this, like the metric units for this, just the American units, you know. That's what I'm going to call them because we're special, you know. Just under 2,500 or 2,500 feet per second. That's fast, you know. That's over 8 football fields per second. Like, that's fast, you know. Like, Usain Bolt's got nothing on this, you know. The APCR, which was experimental and never actually used, but it was cool. It's like a beefy armored piercing. Goes 3,100 feet per second or 3,100 feet per second out of a 36-inch barrel, and I believe at 100 yards. That is like good, you know. That's really good. That's over 10 football fields per second. Anyways, rounds similar to this are, of course, our 50 that we went through. The American, pretty much, the predecessor to the 55. The 55 was a terrible successor, or successor, you know, whatever. I'm terrible with those type of words. Bullets similar are to the United States 50. There was also the Russian 50, which is 12.7 by 108 millimeters. That was the Russian 50. The American 50 was 12.7 by 99 millimeters. So even the Russian one was bigger than this one, and it was still smaller than the 55. So like if you ever hear of, you know, like I think the Dishka was the 55 machine gun, that used the 108 instead of the 99. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our, whoops, sorry about that. We have a lot of stuff down here. I'm in my basement. that will wrap it up for the 55 Boys anti-tank rifle cartridge. This is the second part because of issues with my phone, but this should be up before the 24th of July. This should be up pretty quick. I'm not feeling like doing it today, but this should be up pretty quick. And I want to be making weekly videos. Even if I post this, let's say, on a Friday, I could upload my next video on a Sunday and just get it out of the way. Or I could post it on a Saturday. You might have to wait 8 days. You may have to wait 2. That's not exactly weekly, just a video per week. Like in between those 7 days, if you get that. Anyways, thank you for watching watching both parts. I didn't get to say that in the last one, but thank you for watching both parts. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, leave a like. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. If you want to leave a comment how to make my videos better, or just say how they're bad, I'd like to know. If you thought the video was bad, put a thumbs down, to be perfectly honest. I want to know. Well, also, if you put a thumbs down, please tell me how it was bad. If it's the setup, if it's the background noise, because I have a dehumidifier going. If it's the footsteps upstairs, if it's me poking myself and making metal cling, just tell me what. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys probably in a week or so. So, have a nice day.